My hamster care has not always been perfect, so today I will take you through my hamster care journey. We'll start off with my first ever hamster, Chip. Chip was my 13-month-old hybrid dwarf hamster which I purchased from Pets at Home, which we all know you should never ever do. Chip was kept in this enclosure. It is sold as a medium plastic mouse or dwarf hamster cage. This enclosure is 55 by 39 by 26 centimetres, which is way too small for any hamster or small animal. After around 4 months of having my hybrid dwarf hamster Chip, I got a Syrian hamster named Harley. Harley was my 2-year-old female Syrian hamster which I also purchased from Pets at Home. Harley lived in the same enclosure as what Chip had, so I had 2 of these enclosures for each of my hamsters. As you can tell, at this time I did not know about proper hamster care, so was listening to the pet shop. In around late February, I started to find things about proper hamster care, but it was the American standard and not UK standard. So around March time, I upgraded my Syrian hamster's enclosure to a bin cage. However, because this bin cage was still way too small and underneath the minimum, my Syrian hamster still got stressed and chewed her way out of the bin cage. This then led us to put her in an aquarium, still underneath the minimum, which was not good. But around this time in May, my first ever little dwarf hamster, Chip, sadly passed away from unknown causes. I quickly learnt more and more about proper hamster care through YouTube and TikTok, which led to me purchasing the IKEA D12 to use as an enclosure for my Syrian hamster. I still didn't know much about enrichment, as you can probably tell, so the setup was quite bland and boring. My love for hamsters was growing more and more every day, which led to me getting my 3rd hamster, Bailey. Bailey was my 8-month-old Syrian hamster which I bought from a family friend. I decided to move Bailey into the IKEA D12 as my other Syrian hamster Harley had been diagnosed with some health issues. So Bailey was in the IKEA D12 while my other Syrian hamster Harley got put back into an aquarium enclosure. After a couple of months, I decided I would order the Paw Hut enclosure off of Amazon. I then built and set this up for my Syrian hamster Harley to move into. At this time, I still didn't know a lot about enrichment, so the setups were still quite boring and bland. In May 2022, my Syrian hamster Bailey sadly got very sick and passed away. We did do everything to help her and try to save her and help her, but unfortunately her time had come. My love for hamsters still continued to grow more and more each day, and I started to learn even more about hamsters. This was the point where I started learning more about enrichment, and I got a lot more of it in my setups. We even built a DIY platform and dig box for my Syrian hamster Harley in her Paw Hut enclosure. My setups would get better and better each time, and I would spend lots of money towards my Syrian hamster Harley to try and give her the best life I possibly could. I then went to the first ever Happy Hamsters UK Hamster Fair in 2022. This is where I spent about £300 going towards my current Syrian hamster and a new addition. This hamster fair really helped my family to learn and become educated on the proper care of hamsters. It also helped me find a lot of new accessories to help put more enrichment into my hamster's enclosure. After this hamster fair, I had enough stuff to finally get a new hamster and set up the IKEA Detolf once again. This led to me getting my current hamster, Brazil. Brazil is my 31-month-old hybrid dwarf hamster that I adopted from Happy Hamsters UK Hamster Rescue. Brazil started off by living in the IKEA Detolf and lived in this enclosure for over a year. Unfortunately, just a couple of weeks after adopting my dwarf hamster, my Syrian hamster Harley sadly passed away. Fast forwarding to August 2023, where I went on a trip to Germany. While in Germany, I visited 2 pet shops that I had previously seen on TikTok. Germany is known for their high pet care standards, especially their hamster and small pet care standards. So I used this opportunity to go shopping for my current dwarf hamster Brazil, as well as getting ready for another new hamster. I also used this opportunity to take a lot of photos, videos and TikToks to post on my social media platforms to educate others and let them see what German pet stores are like. If you would like to see more of my Germany trip, I have part 1 and part 2 of my Germany trip up on my channel. About 1 week after our Germany trip, we upgraded my dwarf hamster's enclosure to the paw hut cage. If you would like to see me setting up this paw hut enclosure, I do have a couple of videos on my channel if you would like to check them out. This is also the enclosure that she now currently lives in. After August comes September, which leads us to my now 5th hamster, Houston. Houston is my 10-month-old Syrian hamster that I also adopted from Happy Hamsters UK. Houston lives in our DIY 100 by 100 by 60 centimetre enclosure. That is all about my hamster care journey from start to where it currently is. I hope this video helps anyone to see that not everybody starts off with the perfect start. I also hope it helps anyone that didn't start off with the perfect care to realise that it is not their fault. With that all being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope to see you again next time.